Welcome to V.E.C.S. This app is a tool to construct and simulate simple circuits and to learn about the fundamentals of electricity and mechatronics. Let's go over some of the basic controls to get you started. You can exit this tutorial at any time by clicking the Close Tutorial button on the left side of the table. You can use the joysticks on your controllers to move around in this experience. Use the joystick in your right hand to turn around and face in another direction. Use the left joystick to walk around in any direction. If you'd prefer to teleport instead of using smooth motion, press the indented menu button on your left controller. Then, use your right controller to point at the movement option in the menu and click on it with your trigger. This will enable teleportation. Press your menu button to open or close this menu at any time. This green table is where you'll be constructing circuits. You can adjust the table to a height that's most comfortable for you. Look for the red cube on the right side of this table and place The screen behind the table contains 17 lessons that you can follow along with. Select a course by pointing your controller at one of the two buttons and clicking it with your controller's trigger. Then, click on a lesson to view its instruction slides. Now, let's start building a basic circuit. Look for the tray of batteries to the right of the circuit table. Use your grip button to grab the large 12-volt battery from the tray. Keep holding your grip button as you carry this battery back to the circuit table. As you bring the battery close to the green grid, the battery will snap into place on the grid when you release the grip button. Let's try moving this battery around on the grid. If you're using your right hand, grab the battery from the grid and press the A button on your right controller to rotate the battery in 90-degree increments. If you're using your left hand, press the X button instead. Now, let's grab a light bulb from the rotating shelf located just to the right of the battery tray. This shelf has up and down buttons on the side, which you can use to cycle through the various shelves. Touch your hand to the down button until you can reach the shelves with the light bulbs. Grab the light bulb labeled Clear Lamp 12 volts 20 watts. Carry this light bulb over to the circuit table and place it on the grid across from the battery. Now, let's grab a switch from the shelf. Rotate through the shelves until you can reach the switches, then grab the on-off switch from the shelf. Carry this switch over to the circuit table and place it on the grid between the battery and the light bulb. Now, let's start wiring these components together. Press and hold the B button on your right controller to activate the tool menu. While still holding down the B button, touch the connect wire icon with your virtual hand, then let go of the B button. Red and yellow cubes should now appear on the circuit grid. A yellow cube indicates a connection point for one of the components on your circuit board. We can only connect these grid squares in straight lines. Before we continue, make sure the yellow cubes for your switch form a straight line with one of the connection points for the battery. You may need to grab components and adjust their positions before proceeding. Use your trigger to click on one of the yellow cubes connected to your battery. The cube should turn green. Now, click on one of the yellow cubes connected to the on-off switch. A wire should appear between the two components. Make sure your switch is running parallel to the direction of this wire before continuing. Now, select the yellow cube on the other side of the switch and place a wire that connects to your light bulb. You may need to move the light bulb to line it up with the switch. Now, connect the other side of your light bulb to the other end of the battery. Nice job! Now we're ready to turn on the simulation. Press the indented menu button on your left controller, then use your right trigger to click on the simulation button. Close the menu by pressing the menu button again. Our switch is in the off position right now, so no current is flowing through our circuit. Place your hand over the switch until it highlights. Then, press the A button if you're using your right controller, or the X button if you're using your left hand. The switch will turn to the on position, and our light bulb will light up. Let's try using the multimeter to measure the voltage in our circuit. Grab the multimeter from the battery tray and carry it over to the circuit table. Grab the black lead of the multimeter and touch it to the light bulb's connection point that's wired to the battery's negative terminal. Grab the red lead of the multimeter and touch it to the light bulb's connection point that's wired to the battery's positive terminal. Grab the multimeter and press the A button if using your right hand, or the X button if using your left hand. This will switch the multimeter into the voltage measuring mode. Look closely at the multimeter's screen. We should see a reading of 12 volts. If your screen shows negative 12 volts, you need to swap the position of your multimeter leads. You've successfully constructed a simple circuit and measured its voltage. Great job! Now, let's delete a component by holding down the B button on your right controller and touching the Remove Element option. Select one of the items on the grid to eliminate it. Now you're ready to start going through the lessons or experiment with building your own circuits using any of the available components. The menu beside the rotating shelves explains what each item does and how to interact with them. You can always open your menu and select Restart to clear the entire circuit board, or select Restart Sim on the bottom of the screen behind the circuit board. Revisit this tutorial at any time by pressing the Open Tutorial button on the left side of the table.